I've spent 50 hours of listening to B.B. King for the last 1 month to find out why he had this reaction. And I think I've found it. But before we get to that, it is essential that you understand these two things that I found along the way. And number one thing that I've discovered is B.B. King never actually played chords. And I looked into it as much as I could. And it's not that B.B. King didn't play chords, he also didn't know how to play chords. And I've dug as much as I could, and the word on the street is that he didn't know how to play. I mean, he could have learned, but he just never really wanted to because he just played solo. But in my opinion, right, this makes him more of a legend, and here's why. Without having the chordal knowledge, right, when he would play one, right, he figured that out without knowing the notes that were in that one. So it was more of a feel thing, right? It makes him even more of a feel genius or a feel legend, right? To figure that out rather than kind of following the note. He would go, and then on the 4 chord, right? And he would do this by feel rather than doing it by knowing on which chord what notes go, right? And on a 5, you'd go back to that major scale. Oh, that's nice. And he would do this by listening to his heroes, which were Django Reinhardt and Charlie Christian. And the second really important thing that I found is that did B.B. King create B.B. box, which that lick in the beginning is played in, right? He goes, right? That's B.B. box right here. I've done even a couple of more hours research on that, and I found that nobody ever played like B.B. King. I couldn't find anybody that played like B.B. King would go. No, there's nobody. Like, you can listen to Stevie Ray Vaughan and you'd get Albert King, and you listen to Albert King and you go, oh, Stevie Ray Vaughan has some licks from Albert King. And then you'd listen to Django and you go, oh, Albert King has some licks from Django. But listening to B.B. King, there's not really anybody that plays like him that was before him. And he listened to a lot of jazz musicians, and I want you guys to take a listen to this. And this recording is in 1947, I believe, and he's playing the major scale, right? Right, this is the 1, 1, 3, 1, 3. That's major scale. And B.B. box is that same exact scale just down here, right? Right? You hear it's the same exact notes. That answers the question that B.B. King did not invent B.B. box, but he was the one that played it the most. He was the one that played it in the blues scale, and also no one before him played it that much in that scale. That begs the question, why do we call it B.B. box? And that's exactly why, that nobody before him played in that scale the way he did before him, you know? And because all the other heroes that I have or you have probably have their heroes that played kind of like that. But I could not find, and let me know in the comment section if you guys know anybody that plays like B.B. King that was before, because I've done countless research and I couldn't find anything. I'm like 45 hours in. My original thought that was that B.B. King was shocked at John Mayer when he plays this lick, because that was his lick and probably hasn't heard it in many, many years. And when I started listening to his live recordings, about 47 hours in, And I've found two of his live recordings, one in 1974 and one in 1986. And I think I've got very close to why he had this reaction. And my initial thought...
You want some more coffee balls?
...was that this was licks that he played back in the day. And he plays those similar licks where you go... Right? That's the lick, right? And I have the video about this, about whole John Mayer solo. You can check it out right here if you want to learn the solo. But let's play the clips. Those are the licks, and he probably has not played these licks in many years, and then John Mayer just whips him out of nowhere after Derek Truck plays this amazing solo. And in my opinion, 99% I'm sure of it, that's why B.B. King had this reaction. I'll show you guys the lick in this video. I've explained it, but so we're in G major, right? And you go right here. You can see where this is, right? You just lift it up, lift back down, and that's the lick. And as soon as that lick ends, he leans forward and looks at John Mayer, right? And he goes, right, he has that reaction. And let me know your comments in the section below why you think he had this reaction. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. You know what it is.